Here's how to build this crazy creeper farm that produces over 8.5 stacks of gunpowder every single hour in Minecraft Bedrock 1.19. Now yes, I know this looks like a ton of materials, however I promise you it's 100% worth it for how much gunpowder this farm produces. Okay, so to start this farm off, you want to find a nice large body of water, and this is because if you build it on land, you're going to have to spawn-proof the land around it with torches. If you want to do that, that's fine, but I found this nice big body of water here surrounded by mountains. It's a good looking place, and I won't have to spawn-proof anything. So go ahead and go into the middle of the body of water and place down 2 chests right on the surface like this. Doesn't matter if it's a block up or, however you want. So 2 chests, and this is going to be the front of the farm, and then go ahead and place 9 hoppers around the back. That's 3 there, and then 3 going into those ones, making sure that all of the hoppers are actually going to be leading inside of this chest. The next thing you want to do is place 1 block on any of the side of the hoppers and go up 14 for a total of 15 high. That's 1 right there, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, and then you want to go up 15 blocks again, all the way around the back side of these hoppers here, not the front, just the back. So all of these spots here go up 15 high, just like you did there. And if I didn't mention, this doesn't have to be stone bricks. It can be any block that you want. I just use stone bricks because I think it looks good. Just for looking good as well, this next part is optional. I like to place 2 pillars right here. And this is just so that when we place glass here, it doesn't just stand out. Just makes the whole farm look better. Which brings me to my next step. Place glass going all the way up here. Now, it doesn't have to be glass. It can be any solid block. It also doesn't have to be lime. But I like to make it that just because it looks good with the creeper farm. And also, you can see inside with glass. So I'm going to place 3 there. And then I'm just going to do that all the way up to the top. Now I did use glass, so it's fine, but if you did use a solid block, make sure that it's not a solid block on top of this chest, because if it is, you're not going to be able to open it, but with glass, you can open it if it's on top. So make sure you have that, and the chamber's done. Now we want to get to the actual part, the water that pushes them into that middle area there. So go ahead and go here, place 1 block on top of this entire here. So I'm going to place 1 block going up for a total of 16 high off your first bottom block there. And then go ahead and go 7 out in every single direction. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and do that for all 4 sides. Now what you want to do once you have 7 going out in every direction is connect all of the corners like this. So go ahead and take the corners, connect them, do it for all 4 sides. Once you have that, you're going to fill in the entire area with blocks. Again, any solid block, just make sure it's not slabs, but you can do any block, wood, cobble, anything you want. As you can see, I have this large area here, 7 by 7 in every single direction with a total of 19 blocks all along the edge here, with a 3 by 3 hole in the middle, and then that chamber going down to the chests in the hopper. So now it's time to actually build the enclosure for the water for the creepers to flow in. So what we want to do is come to the edge, any edge, doesn't matter, go out 1 block and up 1 block, breaking that, and then make a little encasing all the way around, just 1 block high. And now that we have that 1 block high square going all the way around, we want to take some stairs and place them all along the edge here, just like this. And then once you get to the corner, just place a corner stair and keep going all the way around. So now that we have that big area there, with the blocks and the stairs on top, what we need to do is place water inside of every single one of these stairs here. And if you've done it correctly, you should see that the water will flow and go exactly to this block here. So go ahead and do that right now. So as you can see, if you've done it correctly, you should have water in all of the stairs flowing around there, and it should stop perfectly here, so the creepers get pushed all the way down here and they fall to their death. Perfect. Okay, so now it's time to build the actual first layer of the farm for the creepers to spawn. So what we're going to do is go to any of the corners here. I'm just going to take this one, go up 3 blocks, break the bottom 2, and then go in 2 blocks like that. So 1 there and 1 there. So when you look straight down, you should see that this block is actually not over a stair, not over the water, but right over this corner block there. So you should be able to place 4 blocks on that corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, and reach that top one. And now what we want to do is take this and make it all the way around like a rim like we did for this layer. So we're going to go all the way here, but we want to make sure that we stop at the actual block and not over the stair, not over the water. We want to make sure that we stop at this first block here and then do that going all the way around. So now that we have the square going all the way around, go to one of the sides, not this first block, but skip 1 block here and place a line going all the way down to this side here like that. So you should have a 1 block line right there and do that all the way down. So skip 1 block, go 1, go all the way to the edge, and then skip another block and keep doing it all the way down. And if you've done it correctly, you should see that the entire way here, you don't actually end up with 2 blocks on the edge. It's just one line, one row of each one, block, air, block, air. And now what we need to do is go the opposite direction. So again, I'm going to skip one block here, go to this one, so that there should be a singular hole, and then go all the way down here, just like this. I can't place blocks. Go all the way down, so there should be one block holes just like that, and do that for the entire area. And once again, if you've done this step correctly, you should see that there's a single hole and then a block and a single hole in every single direction. So it should look a little bit just like this. So now comes the very tedious part, unfortunately. You want to go to any of the corners, not in front of the hole, but just on the corner, placing down a button, skipping the hole, place a button, all the way down. And this is to make sure that only creepers spawn, because the way that we have the pattern, only creepers can spawn. This stops spider from spawning. And then we have different things that we're going to do to make sure that only creepers spawn. But for now, place a button like that, all the way down so that it's not in front of every single hole, or any hole, I should say. And then do it here. But the important thing is that you do not do that block, okay? You just do it like this all the way down. So go ahead and do this, and then keep doing that for the entire area. And once you have all those buttons placed down in a pattern like this, you want to take some trapdoors, place them inside of the holes, and open the trapdoors. And this is so it tricks the mob so it thinks there's a full block there, and it just walks straight down the hole. And you need to do that for every single one of these holes. I know, very tedious, but it's a good farm, so I would suggest you do it. And as you can see now, I have a button on every slot that's not with a hole in front of it, and then I have a trapdoor opened up in every single hole. It's kind of satisfying to look at. Now what we want to do is build the roof on top of this, or at least for this first layer, so that to make sure no enderman or any other mob can spawn. So temporarily break one of the buttons, go up 3, breaking the bottom 2, and then just replace the button. And if you go under here, you can see that you can't jump, it's just 2 blocks high. And go ahead and copy this exact same pattern that you've done down here with the blocks and the checkerboard pattern. And as you can see now, we have this whole area here with the holes on the second layer completely lining up with the holes on the first, so you can look straight down and you can see this. This is so that if you have multiple layers, the creepers actually fall down straight through and the farm is just more efficient. So what we want to do is come inside of the farm here, inside of these 2 layers, again making sure it's too high so no endermans can spawn. And then any single area that there's not a button, so this block right here, take a trapdoor, no button right there, trapdoor above every single one here. You want to do that, and it should go just 1 block from the corner there. And now don't just skip to this row here, make sure you go to actually this one, because again there's no buttons here. And then placing trapdoors. So once you have all the trapdoors down, you should see that it makes this sort of checkerboard pattern. Now you need to do that for the entire way. So every single block that there's not a button, you want to place a trapdoor. So no button, and do that for the entire thing. Now this stuff does take a long time, and it's important to make sure that you don't miss any spots, because otherwise you'll get mobs that you don't want spawning starting to spawn. So just make sure that literally every single spot that there's no button, you have a trapdoor on the roof. And as you can see now, I have this second layer here with trapdoors and this nice checkered pattern looking exactly like this, with every single trapdoor not over top of a button. And now this layer is actually done. At nighttime, creepers, well, they won't spawn yet, but they'll start to spawn in a little bit. If you want to keep just one layer and have the farm be super inefficient, do that. But what I like to do is I like to go up 8 layers, however high you want. A lot of people say don't go higher than 8 layers. I haven't actually found anything that says anything higher, you know, actually affects mob spawn rate, but a lot of people say 8 layers, so I just play it safe. If you want to add another layer, do the exact same step we've done here. So just go up the 3 blocks like that, and then copy this exact same pattern, putting trapdoors on the bottom and then buttons on the top. Trapdoors inside so they fall through, and then do that as high as you want. Again, the higher it is, the more efficient the farm is going to be, but just make sure that when you do it, it's the exact same build every single time, so the mobs just fall straight down. Alright, so as you can see, I now have 8 layers here, I believe. 3, 4, 5, so yep, 8 layers. So a lot of people say that's the max. I'm not 100% sure, but I just build that anyways, just to be 100% sure. So I have 8 layers here, all like the first one we built, with trapdoors on the top there, buttons there, and then trapdoors inside. And all of this stuff here will just ensure that only creepers actually spawn here. If you're watching this video and you haven't built the farm yet, I would say if you just want to make like a general mob farm and you decide to go with this one, I guess you don't need any of this stuff. But if you're making creepers, just go ahead with this. So before we actually add the roof onto this, we need to make sure that the creepers die. So right now they're not going to fall to their death. We actually have to put campfires down here just so that they die. So I'm going to go ahead. You can take soul campfires so they die quicker, or just normal campfires. I'm going to place down 9 just like this, shift clicking so that I don't actually go inside of the hopper. And now so when they actually end up falling down and dying, their items will fall onto here, but the items that drop still go inside of that chest. And now it's time to build the roof. So I'm going to come all the way up here. We want to make the same 2 high that we did. So I'm going to go up here, going up 3 again, breaking 2. But instead of making a checkered pattern like that, I want to make a complete solid block surface on top of here. So go ahead like this, go all the way down. But again, instead of skipping 1 block, just go ahead and fill in the entire thing with a solid square copying the bottom platform. As you can see now, I have this entire roof area built here, which is the same distance, the 2 blocks, but there's no holes in it. It's just a solid platform. Now what we need to do is, just like the layers we did down here, take some trapdoors and layer them just like you were. So no button, and you want to do that. And this is the last step to the actual mob spawning part. So you don't need any holes or anything. It's just, again, solid platform, and then make sure that you have this layer normal, but then only trapdoors up here, just like this. Again, going all the way down, the exact same thing that you've been doing this entire time. And go to the next area and do that the entire way down. Alright, now that I have this final layer with the trapdoors, what I need to do is go to every single one of these corners and build out 12 blocks. That's going to be 3, 6, 9, and then 12. And then I also want to go to this corner block here and go at 12. So 3, oh, hello, 6, 9, and then 12. And then I want to do that for this corner as well. And then once I've done that, I need to connect every single corner. So just like this, come to this corner, connect this, and it's pretty much just a better way of, it's just making an entire massive square in here, and then you want to fill in the entire area. So just like this, you can see I have all the areas connected, and now I need to fill in this entire area, and this is just making the nice big platform so that creepers spawn here day or nighttime. So go ahead and do that, and this is pretty much the last step, so hang in there. Alright, and there you go. That is like 99% of the farm done. You can see I have as many layers as I want. I have that large watered area there with the chamber going down. I got the chest with the hoppers. I got the, what do you call it, campfires. Then I got this massive roof on top here, just so that you can see that all these areas are dark. If you're wondering why no creepers are spawning for me, it's because I'm in peaceful mode right now. So yeah, there's that. And also I just realized I don't have buttons here, so I'm gonna have to add that for the top layer, but I'll fix that in a second. Doesn't really matter for this next part. All we need to do, make sure the rates are the best, none of these guys spawn, and just light up this entire area here. I'm just gonna spam down a ton of torches. I mean, in survival mode, you might want to be a little bit more conservative, but I'm just gonna absolutely, this is so loud. I'm just gonna spam these down everywhere so no mobs can spawn. And now the final thing, if this farm isn't working for you, okay, make sure that you've built it correctly. Watch over every single step. And if it's really not working for you, what you can do is you can take blocks and you can build an entire chamber around this entire thing here. It'll be a lot of blocks, but it will make the rates better, because if it's not spawning, it means that creepers won't spawn because it's not dark enough. Maybe that could be the reason. So if you make a box around this whole thing, that would work. I wouldn't suggest it because I've done this farm, and I'm going to show you in the AFK test right now that this farm does work flawlessly. It works really well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 15 minutes AFKing here, and then after that 15 minutes is done, I'll multiply those numbers by 4, and then I can just see how much you get per hour. So what I find works best with this farm, I like to AFK up close, but what some people say is you can AFK like 15, maybe 20 blocks away. Just experiment around. For me, I normally just sit all the way just around the middle. Like I'll build out a little platform right here, just somewhere like this, and I'll just AFK on the edge here so that I can reach, like, you know, all of this, all of the top areas up there. So just kind of experiment with there, see which rates have the best. But for me, it's just a little bit of a distance away and on this first layer. Just a couple more quick things right before we start. I'm just going to show you this creeper. They're going to fall down here, they're going to die to the campfires, and you can see when they die, their drops actually go inside of this chest for the gunpowder. As well, make sure that you're on hard mode as you get 50% more mobs. And if the mobs aren't spawning, turn your simulation distance higher so that all of this area is actually being simulated as creepers spawning, and you'll get more drops. So with that out of the way, let's get into the test. Okay, so the AFK test is officially over. It has been 15 minutes. So whatever's in that chest, I'm going to be multiplying by 4 to get our hourly rate for this farm. So you can see creepers are still constantly coming down. Very good farm, super efficient. I'm going to see how it was now. Hopefully you enjoyed that little time lapse there. Okay, so 2 stacks and 9. So that's going to be 137 times 4. So that's 548 gunpowder every single hour, which is the equivalent of about 8.5 stacks of gunpowder. You can see how fast they're coming down. 8.5 stacks of gunpowder every single hour from this farm. So that means if you AFK overnight, you'll have multiple double chests worth. That is how good this farm is. If you're just seeing this now, skip to the end of the video to watch this. I would definitely suggest checking this out. You saw the time lapse, no skipping. So that is how much this farm produced. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You can see the mobs are still constantly spawning. Super efficient farm. And yeah, extremely expandable as well. You can expand it as far as you want wide. Yeah, pretty good. Again, if it's over land, make sure you spawn proof. But otherwise, if it's over the ocean, nice and beautiful like this. Yeah, that's pretty much the whole video. You can see they're spawning. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like. I had already built this farm, but I improved a couple things, made it a lot more efficient from 5 stacks to actually about 8 stacks an hour. Well, that looks really weird when I crouch down like that. The rain slows down. All right. Oh, I have, what are they called? Phantoms down. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. And, yeah, let me know if anything goes wrong down below. I'm replying to almost every single comment. And, yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Blazedmc out.